Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and Minister Satyendra Jain resign from the Cabinet. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal accepts their resignations. Indian Space Research Organisation successfully conducts flight test of cryogenic engine for Chandrayaan-3 mission. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar says India-European Union Free Trade Agreement will be a game-changer for the India-EU relationship. G20 Foreign Ministers meeting to begin in New Delhi from tomorrow. Centre issues a national action plan for states and union territories on heat-related illnesses in summer season. World's longest river cruise, Ganga Vilas, successfully completes its maiden journey in Dibrugarh, Assam. Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and Minister in AAP government Satyendra Jain have resigned from the Delhi Cabinet. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has accepted their resignations. Manish Sisodia had been arrested by the CBI for alleged corruption in the formulation and implementation of the now scrapped Delhi excise policy for 2021-22 in the national capital. Satyendra Jain had been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in May last year for his alleged involvement in a money laundering case. Before the resignation of these two ministers, Delhi government had a total of 6 ministers. Earlier, the Supreme Court refused to grant relief to Manish Sisodia. The Apex Court refused to entertain a petition filed by Sisodia challenging their arrest by the Central Bureau of Investigation in an alleged case of corruption relating to the now scrapped excise policy. The Apex Court said that Sisodia has alternative remedies available before the High Court and asked him to pursue them instead of directly invoking the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court under Article 32 of the Constitution. The Indian Space Research Organisation ISRO has successfully conducted the flight acceptance hot test of the CE-20 cryogenic engine. The engine will power the cryogenic upper stage of the LVM-3 launch vehicle for the Chandrayaan-3 mission. ISRO said the hot test was carried out for a planned duration of 25 seconds at the high-altitude test facility. It said all the propulsion parameters during the test were found satisfactory and closely matched with predictions. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has asserted that the government is investing heavily in technology and creating modern digital infrastructure. He said it is also ensuring that the benefits of the digital revolution reach every section of society. The Prime Minister was addressing a post-budget webinar this morning on the theme Unleashing the Potential, Ease of Living Using Technology. He said every budget in the last few years has stressed on the ease of living for people with the help of technology. He emphasized that in this year's Union budget, the priority has been given to technology with a human touch. The Prime Minister added that the changing India of the 21st century is empowering its citizens continuously with the power of technology, and people are clearly feeling this change. Citing the examples of One Nation, One Ration Card and the Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile Trinity, Arogya Setu and Co-Win app, railway reservation and common service centres, the Prime Minister said these decisions have enhanced ease of living.
टेक्नोलॉजी वन नेशन वन राशन कार्ड का आधार बनी और इससे करोड़ों गरीबों को पारदर्शिता से राशन मिलना सुनिश्चित हुआ और दूसरे जो प्रवासी मजदूर होते हैं उनके लिए तो एक बहुत बड़ा आशीर्वाद बन गया। टेक्नोलॉजी, जनधन अकाउंट, आधार और मोबाइल, इन तीनों के कारण करोड़ों गरीबों के बैंक खातों में सीधे पैसा भेजना संभव हुआ।
The government has said that the pan-India coverage target of 5G services will be achieved by the end of next year. Briefing the media in the national capital, Communication and IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said 387 districts of the country have been covered by 5G services so far. He said under Phase 1 of 5G coverage, a target was set to cover 200 cities by the end of March this year, and it has been achieved a month before the deadline. On the occasion, Mr. Vaishnav expressed happiness over India being awarded the Government Leadership Award at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona.
गवर्नमेंट लीडरशिप अवार्ड दिया है जो कि ग्लोबली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड अवार्ड है जो कि भारत में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो रिफॉर्म्स किए टेलीकॉम सेक्टर को जो टोटली ट्रांसफॉर्म किया, उसका एक बहुत बड़ा रिकॉग्निशन है, ग्लोबल अवार्ड। टेलीकॉम सेक्टर एक सनराइज सेक्टर बन के निकला है। टेलीकॉम सेक्टर अब एक इन्वेस्टमेंट ओरिएंटेड सेक्टर बना है। टेलीकॉम सेक्टर अब एक एम्प्लॉयमेंट ओरिएंटेड सेक्टर बना है।
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that India-European Union Free Trade Agreement will be a game changer for the India-EU relationship. He said India is looking forward to mutually beneficial and advantageous conclusion of negotiation process within a short timeline. Speaking at the India-EU Business and Sustainability Conclave in New Delhi today, Dr. Jaishankar termed the European Union an important trade partner, saying that India and EU believes in multipolar global order and share their commitment to promote multilateralism. Union Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs Nirmala Sitharaman today reviewed the implementation of central government welfare schemes, public infrastructure and services in border villages of Sikkim at Lachen in Mangan district. The review is aimed at ensuring that the targets proposed under the Vibrant Villages program are fulfilled. Earlier in the day, Ms. Sitharaman attended an outreach program organized by the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, or NABARD, and other banks in Gangtok. Speaking on the occasion, she said that the Vibrant Villages program aims to ensure the development of all common facilities such as telecom, optic fiber cables, infrastructure, schools, houses, roads, health, internet and common service centers in border villages. Ms. Sitharaman virtually launched the Bhalai Dunga ropeway in Sikkim's Namchi district and distributed sanction letters under schemes of NABARD and loans in the presence of Sikkim Chief Minister P.S. Tamang. She also flagged off Sikkim's first solar-powered mobile ATM van at MG Marg in Gangtok. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. New Delhi will host a two-day G20 Foreign Ministers meeting from the 1st of March. Foreign Minister of Brazil Mauro Vieira, Foreign Minister of Mauritius Alan Ganu, and the International Labour Organization Chairperson Richard Mark Symonds arrived in New Delhi today. During the meeting, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and several dignitaries are scheduled to share their perspectives on the emerging global challenges and international matters. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar today inaugurated a new facility at the IIT Madras Centre for Innovation. The hub is IIT Madras's first architect-designed built space dedicated to student-led activities funded by alumni and government contributions. This is dedicated to supporting and encouraging innovation and entrepreneurship activities of the students and researchers. Delivering the keynote address, the Vice President said, "The world is looking at India's reaction on global issues as India has become a new hub for startups and has an ecosystem for development."
We have an ecosystem by affirmative governmental policies that we are now enabled to fully exploit our talent and potential, and the kind of hiccups we faced in my generation are no longer there. And in this country, the largest democracy, the mother of democracy, we need really to think out of the box for our solutions.
The Indian naval ship INS Sukanya arrived at Port Colombo in Sri Lanka yesterday on an official visit. The 101-metre-long offshore patrol vessel, along with 106 crew members, was welcomed by the Sri Lanka Navy. School supplies donated by the Indian Navy were also handed over to a group of children of the Akitulkanda Primary School in Gal. The crew of the ship will participate in several programs to promote cooperation between the navies of both the countries. INS Sukanya will depart from the island tomorrow. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, 2 terrorists were killed by security forces in an encounter after joint forces of the Army, JNK Police and CRPF on a specific input launched a cordon in Padgampura village in Avantipura area of South Kashmir's Pulwama district in the wee hours today. During the searches, terrorists hiding inside a mosque opened indiscriminate fire upon search parties, and in the initial exchange of fire, 2 Army Jawans sustained grievous injuries. One of the Jawans later succumbed to injuries. In a historic first, 8 aircraft of the Indian Air Force landed at a Royal Saudi Air Force RSAF base on Sunday, heralding a new chapter in the defence relationship between the two countries. The Indian contingent, comprising 145 air warriors with its complement of 5 Mirage, 2 C-17 and 1 IL-78 tanker, had an overnight halt in the kingdom. On its arrival, the Indian contingent was received by senior RSAF officials, Indian Ambassador Dr. Sohail Ejaz Khan and other Indian embassy officials. Yesterday, the contingent left to participate in the forthcoming Cobra Warrior 23 exercise in the UK. Defence relations between India and Saudi Arabia have made significant progress in the last few years. Recently, a large delegation from the Saudi side also participated in the Aero India show in Bengaluru. The Union Health Ministry has issued a national action plan to states and union territories on heat-related illnesses. The ministry asked them to take effective steps to address the impact of heat in the summer season. A letter written by the Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan to all the Chief Secretaries of State said that from the 1st of March, daily surveillance on heat-related illnesses under National Programme on Climate Change and Human Health (NPCCHH) in all states and districts will be conducted on Integrated Health Information Platform. The Ministry asked states that the heat alerts which are being shared by NPCCHH and NCDC and the Ministry should be disseminated promptly at district and health facility level to ensure implementation of heat-related health action plans. More from our correspondent.
In the advisory on heat wave, people have been suggested to stay hydrated throughout the day and take oral rehydration solutions if required. They should keep their water intake high by taking seasonal fruits and vegetables with high water content. People should consume homemade drinks like lemon water, lassi and fruit juices with some added salt. People have also been advised to wear light, loose cotton clothing to remain cool and to cover their heads from direct sunlight. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
The world's longest river cruise MV Ganga Vilas successfully completed its maiden journey at Bogibeel in Dibrugarh today. Addressing the welcome ceremony, Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbanand Sonowal said, this journey has opened up many opportunities for speedy growth of the tourism industry. Also, it has proved that the national waterways can be used for business, tourism and travel. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had virtually flagged off the cruise on 13th January this year from Varanasi. 26 Swiss and 2 German tourists travelled in the cruise. During the 50-day journey, the river cruise travelled 3,200 kilometres through 27 river systems in 5 states and Bangladesh and visited 50 major tourist sites. Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary of Denmark called on the President Draupadi Murmu in New Delhi today. Welcoming them, the President said India-Denmark relations have grown in both depth and breadth in the last few years. She expressed confidence that the two countries would see an upward trajectory in bilateral trade and investment. In cricket, the third test between India and Australia of the Border Gavaskar Trophy will begin in Indore tomorrow. India have retained the trophy, winning the first 2 tests. Despite the loss, Australia are currently topping the WTC points table with 136 points, while India are placed second with 123 points. The 4th test will be played at the Narendra Modi Stadium, Ahmedabad, from the 9th to the 13th of March. Hockey India has congratulated the Indian men's and women's hockey team's goalkeepers PR Srijesh and Savita on receiving the Sports Star Aces 2023 award last evening in Mumbai. PR Srijesh was named Sportsman of the Year Team Sports for his outstanding performance in 2022. A Kerala temple has introduced a life-size motorized model of an elephant as part of performing rituals such as carrying processional deities. This comes at a time when calls to ditch the practice of employing captive elephants for temple festivals are getting louder. The 11-foot-tall robotic elephant weighing 800 kilograms and made of an iron frame and rubber coating was donated to Iringadapalli Sri Krishna Temple in Thrissur district by People for Ethical Treatment of Animals PETA India. Film actor Parvati Tiruvuttu joined hands with PETA in donating the robotic elephant, which costs 5 lakh rupees. They hope this would help in holding events in a cruelty-free manner. Chained, saddled and decorated elephants play an important part in temple festivals in Kerala. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and Minister Satyendra Jain resigned from the cabinet. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal accepts their resignations. Indian Space Research Organisation successfully conducts flight test of cryogenic engine for Chandrayaan-3 mission. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says India-European Union Free Trade Agreement will be a game-changer for the India-EU relationship. G20 Foreign Ministers meeting to begin in New Delhi from tomorrow. Centre issues a national action plan for states and union territories on heat-related illnesses in summer season. World's longest river cruise Ganga Vilas successfully completes its maiden journey in Dibrugarh, Assam. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.